And again, I want to reiterate that Mike Campochiaro's video is not the sole cause of people driving themselves to suicide. There are obviously a lot of other factors. I mean, he was trying to throw that at me. Obviously, there are a lot of other factors, but your video, Mike Campochiaro, is a factor, and that makes you partly responsible, and that makes you a murderer. You helped kill this person. You're an accomplished murderer, basically. I called you a murderer. Yeah, pretty much. You are a murderer. Take it off. Take responsibility. Third, why does it matter if someone kills themselves? Now, this is a form. This question is a form of why does anything matter? And this is sort of pointing towards a universal, absolute meaning. And no, there is no absolute meaning to anything, in my humble opinion. So why does it matter if someone kills themselves? In an ultimate sense, it doesn't matter. But maybe we should rephrase the question, why does it matter if someone kills themselves to me or to a person? It does matter to me. I made a context. This is like my framework, my worldview. I say it does matter if people kill themselves, and that's just a result of just my life experiences and learning things, reading books. People killing themselves is a big deal to me, and I don't want people to kill themselves, period. And there doesn't need to be anything more than that. So I don't need a universal meaning to do what I do. All I need is a personal meaning, and that's enough. And this right here matters. This guy should take this video off. I'm a pretty moral guy. Now, does it matter to him? No, probably not. And, oh no, it doesn't. He said it doesn't matter to him, pretty much. Well, he didn't say that, but he doesn't treat it the same way that I do. And it sounds like you don't treat it the same way that I do either, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do it. This is all personal. This is personal for me. I don't want that video on YouTube. People will kill themselves, and it's a big deal to me. Now, you then pose a scenario. What would happen if I turn the statistics around in my scenario about homophobia in Turkey, and I say I prove to the Turks that they were straight, and then they become suicidal as a result of the speech that I gave? Well, again, this would make me responsible. And I took a speech class, I guess in my freshman year in college, and they said, with every speech, you should get to know your audience first, before you make the speech. This can be seen in when presidential nominees travel across the country. They don't give the same speech in each state. They don't give the same speech in New York as they would in Alabama. And that's because the audiences are way different. You can't say the same things and expect the same results, obviously. So, if the Turks killed themselves as a result of my finding out that they were straight, that pretty much means that I didn't do my homework. All right, I didn't get out there and figure out that there was a possibility that people would kill themselves, and that makes me partly responsible. Now, you could blame it on Turkish society and there being a huge stigma against people who are straight or gay or whatever. Yeah, okay, that's a factor. That's also partly responsible, but I'm also partly responsible because I helped drive them towards it. So what I would do to take responsibility is give a public apology. I'd apologize to the family. I would make a public statement to say I'll never make this speech again. Obviously, I didn't do enough research. I am partly responsible, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, to say that you're partly responsible and to admit it, that's actually a show of strength, in my opinion, to show that you're humble enough to admit when you're wrong, when you did something wrong, you made a mistake. And it doesn't mean that the suicide is devalued. It's acknowledged, okay? I acknowledge that I made a mistake. So I would take responsibility if I drove someone to suicide, whether it be because they're straight or gay. Now then you ask the question that your whole question is, why is being gay or straight an issue of suicidalness? Suicidalness isn't a word, but I understand what you're going after. Okay, let me make it clear that it's not being gay or straight is not an issue of suicidalness. Okay, suicidalness is an issue of being gay or straight because of context or whatever. Now this could apply to geographical context. If you were in Mississippi, where homophobia is rampant, being gay or suicidalness is an issue of being gay or straight. If you're gay and everybody ousts you, you could deal with being suicidal. You could deal with being suicidal. In California, on the other hand, where being gay might be more accepted than in Mississippi, suicidalness might not be as big of an issue with being gay or straight. And in Turkey, if you were gay, then suicide is a really big issue of being gay or straight. So I'm trying to say that it depends on context, geographical context, historical context, other things like that. It depends on where you are and what's going on. Then you say selfishness is the highest form of altruism. If they want to kill themselves, let them. Well, my argument again is I'm not trying to persuade people who are about to kill themselves to not kill themselves. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this video that Mike Campochiaro is making is pushing people towards suicide, and that's wrong. I'm not going to persuade people to not kill themselves, because if they're hell-bent on killing themselves, then there really isn't anything anybody can do. But except provide support, you know, and that's pretty much all they can do, all anybody can do. But videos like the one Mike Campochiaro have made certainly don't help. They're really pushing people towards suicide. And like I said with that 13-year-old boy with ADD, he's in an irrational place. He's 13 years old. He's dysfunctional, and he's not being in. He doesn't have a good support network. He isn't in a place to decide whether to commit suicide or not. First of all, he's too young. 13 years old. No way. Come on. And videos like Mike Campochiaro has made could drive a 13-year-old like that towards suicide. And in that case, I would definitely intervene. I'd be like, no, stop. No. And I'd restrain him. But if it's like a 30-year-old trying to commit suicide, I would, if I could restrain him, I would. But a 30-year-old is a little bit less irrational, and if he's hell-bent on killing himself, he's going to kill himself. I don't know. If they wanted to kill themselves and they are going to kill themselves and I can't do anything, then I can't do anything. But if I can do something, I will do something. And that's just me personally. If I can do something, I will do something.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Oh no, oh, I shot the sheriff.